How we doing, traders? And welcome to the SPACs attack, baby. All right. Welcome, traders, to the SPACs attack, where we go over everything SPACs. So go ahead and let everyone know. I know you guys are joining up maybe on Twitter, maybe on YouTube. Just to let you guys know, YouTube is the most active chat. So definitely click on the link and let's get to it. If you're on the Benzinga Twitter, go all the way up to the top of the profile, and you'll find the link right there to get to our link right there. All right, guys, so want to give a shout out to some of the people that I see. I'm seeing some action here pre-market, and I'm seeing a lot of people. Rocket Man, Neva, Deeb, we got John, Rule, the boy, everyone's on here. The SPAC train, we got it all. Let's bring in my man, the brains to the show, Chris Katje. How you doing?
Hey, what's up, Mitch? How's it going?
Hey, man, I need you a little bit more excited than that. Come on, bring that energy up, man. The SPACs are moving, baby.
Merger Monday in action, guys.
Ba-da-da. All right, just a little celebration. We've been seeing a squeeze, so I really want to get to that watch list. So let's take it back to the headlines. I need to keep an eye out there. There's some movement and action going on there. So Chris, take us into the headlines.
Yeah, all right, guys. So 5 new deals announced this morning. Huge merger Monday here. We're going to try to dive into all those deals with the details that I have. Also, a couple other headlines. We don't want to do too many here because we really want to get to those deals. And also to that watch list and some ticker time. So up first, I have SRAC. So this is the SPAC, of course, merging with Momentous. This is a space delivery play. So news out today that their CEO has resigned. So shares are actually trading lower on that. Now I'm working on the details and an article on this, and we're going to talk about it later on the show this week. But this is actually positive news. So the CEO of the company is Russian, and there's some concern that having a non-U.S. leader behind a space company was going to keep Momentous from landing some of those deals with NASA and with U.S. government agencies. So really, I think this is, a blessing in disguise. This is positive news. I own shares of SRAC, and I'll be looking, to bring more details on this to light, but I see it as a major positive. Then we have NPA. So NPA, of course, in their 5G to space. So shares are down today, but they actually had some news. So they were part of a SpaceX rocket launch this weekend. Working again on more details on that, but this is a positive for them as they work to bring those satellites into place to roll out that 5G network from space in the future. So, major catalysts for them here as well in the space industry. And then we also have, of course, our sports betting SPACs on watch. This weekend was a major catalyst with Michigan, my home state, of course, allowing online sports betting. So we're looking at Rush Street Interactive, Golden Nugget Online, and DraftKings, all 3 former SPACs that have licenses in the state of Michigan for sports betting. And then we're also watching D Genius Sports. That's the thing behind the thing, providing the data for those live in-game betting for the sports betting companies. So definitely a major catalyst to watch there. And then, of course, turning to our deals. So to it here. So up first, we have TSIA. So this is, let me pull up here. We have Latch is going public. Tishman Speyer, TS Innovation Acquisition Corp is the SPAC. So this is an enterprise software as a service platform. A $190 million pipe is being led by investors, which includes Chamath, Polyhop-TIA. So this values Latch at an enterprise value of $1.56 billion. The company is going to get $510 million in proceeds. And then we have, so Latch is the first multifamily operating system that brings together services for building managers, residents, and service providers. Their Latch OS offers services like smart access, delivery and management, smart home and sensors, connectivity, and resident experience. So they also integrate services from Google Nest and Honeywell. They've booked over 300,000 units in 35 states. So right now, 1 in 10 new apartments in the U.S. Are using Latch OS, but 7 in 10 largest developers are Latch customers, according to the National Multifamily Housing Council. So they're landing new big deals, for some of the larger customers. So there's over 47 million rental homes in the U.S. That's an addressable market size of $54 billion. They have a market share of less than 1% of multifamily homes. So Polyhop teased a SaaS investment last week. He called this the best software as a service company I've ever seen / invested in. So that's a major positive sign for this deal. So apartments that use Latch can increase the revenue per apartment 200 to 500 annually, and then they also can reduce per apartment per year. So they have over $167 million in revenue for fiscal 2020. And one of the big keys here is 0% churn, so 100% net retention rate. So customers, are loving the services provided by Latch. They're estimating revenue to hit $600 million in fiscal 2024. And they see a compound annual growth rate of 101.6% from 2020 to 2024. So again, this is TS. Shares are up. They were up over 100%. So this was a big deal, with Chamath backing it, of course. Then up next, we have IACA. So IACA is bringing Taboola public. This is an Israeli company, open web. So they provide, advertising content. You've probably seen it on different sites before. So that's across websites, devices, and mobile apps. Their platform is powered by artificial intelligence, provides over 1 trillion recommendations a month. They have 516 million daily active users. This is a highly fragmented segment worth $64 billion. They call it a search engine in reverse. So they have partnerships with over 9,000 digital properties, which include CNBC, NBC News, and Business Insider. And then we've seen a couple other advertising competitors like Digital Turbine. Their shares are up over 800% in the last year, and PubMatic went public last year, now valued at $1.8 billion. So Taboola is going to invest $100 million in research and development to grow their artificial intelligence platform, e-commerce, and then along with the television and device manufacturers. So they see 12,000 potential customers in the future. Revenue was $379 million in fiscal 2020. Operating income estimated at $34 million. They see revenue growing at a compounded annual growth rate of 20% and positive margins of 30% in the future. So that was our second deal. And then our third deal, we have SPRQ. So this is Sunlight Financial. This is another one backed by Chamath as part of this PIPE. So this, of course, is from Apollo. This is the second SPAC from them. The first one brought Fisker public. So SPR here. So, this is an important one as we talk about clean energy and solar being a major going forward. Deal values the company at $1.3 billion. Shareholders are going to own 26% of the new company. So they provide business to services for the residential solar market. So they partner with solar contractors and consumers on the financing segment of those solar projects. They have a proprietary technology and that deep contract network of over 800 partners that provide instant credit decisions and affordable loans to homeowners with their loan underwriting, processing, and funding. So they've funded over $3.5 billion worth of solar loans for more than 100,000 residential deals that residential solar market is worth $11 billion, and it's only 3% penetrated at the current time. So room for rapid growth here. The price of solar costs have been coming down while the cost of electricity has risen from 2005 to 20. So we're seeing a shift here where solar could be even more favorable in the future. Sunlight Financial is getting into home improvement, which could be a major catalyst. So they grew that in 2019, that providing meaningful revenue in 2023. Polyhop T actually praised the home improvement segment in his one pager on this deal, talking about high efficiency heaters and artificial turf, and the company kind of upselling additional segments to customers in the clean energy segment. This is a profitable company generating significant free cash flow. Their funded loan volume for 2021 is seen hitting $2.7 billion, and in 2022 hitting $3.3 billion. Revenue for 2020 is $92 million, with those totals hitting $123 million, $157 million, and $199 million over the next couple years. Shares of this company hit over $20 in pre-market trading, now up about 29%. Given Solar Energy and Chamath backing this deal, this is the one from today that I like the most, and I think that we're going to see of this one trade higher in the future as a solar energy play. And then a couple other deals that were already kind of rumored. So we have LCY. This is Lancadia Holdings, a Tillman Fertitta SPAC, is taking Hillman Group public. So Hillman Group is a home improvement company, major customers like Home Depot and Lowe's. So this deal values the company at $2.64 billion, revenue of $1.37 billion in fiscal 2020, and $1.44 billion estimated for fiscal 21. And then we also have WPF, announcing that deal that was rumored for A-Light Solutions. It's a $7.3 billion deal. This is a Bill Foley backed SPAC. Revenue of $2.64 billion in fiscal 2020 and $2.72 billion in fiscal 2021. So another large deal. So those are our announced SPACs today. Trying to bring you as much information. Again, we'll probably hit on LCY and WPF later this week. LCY not really being favorable in the market today. Looks like it is actually now trading at 10.19. So we'll kind of take a look at these deals going forward. But that's what I've got today, Mitch. 5 new SPAC deals, merger Monday for SPAC.
All right. I'm pretty sure you haven't been seeing what's been going on, Chris. As you've been mentioning all this great information, everyone freaking out because at the end of the day, the market's moving fast down there. I went from my overall positions being up about 8% on the day to being down 2%. So definitely a swing there, a swing about 10% there. Let's take a look at the market. And I mean, the overall market, look at this move on the SPY. This is not what we wanted to see there. We were moving up. Everything was kind of squeezing up. Everyone was kind of happy seeing a lot of stocks squeeze and probably seeing some good green on their screen. And then, boy, that's a hard move down there, guys. So what can we see and what can we do about this, guys? So one of the things I'd use is a 15-minute. Just because this is kind of more of what the bigger time frame traders are going to be using. So if you can use that 15 minutes, you got to try to find the support. The support is somewhere around this 378. I definitely wouldn't want to see it get knocked down through that 378. We want to see it rebound here around these 380s. That would be a nice price point to see a nice rebound back to the market. But it got serious to the point where you guys know I've been in FSR. And it was looking great for me today. We got up there to 1560. Just a full disclosure, guys, I am long this one. I'm in around 1480s, so I'm even concerned. I had to put in my stop price in, have it placed at 1440. It's a stop limit, so just to give you guys an idea, it's not an actual stop, but Gonna keep an eye on. I mean, that was definitely not what I wanted to see as we started ripping on up, and wanted to see this one continue and hold 15. Talked about it on the weekend. And there's a bunch of stocks moving with this one. I heard CCIV moved pretty quickly, so let's take a look at this one. Yeah, it started moving down there. It went down there to the 20, bounced right off of this 19, leveled. Let's see if it can get back above 24s and hold. But if not, the next level of support is going to be this 18. And then below that would be around 1650s. So keep an eye out. Definitely some movement in the market. There's no true explanation for this, at least from what I'm seeing. If you guys can see anything else why the market took such a rapid dip, let me know. But definitely a sharp mid dip in the session there, guys. What's up, Chris?
Yeah, if you want to pull up LGVW, that's another one I see falling here. This is one I've been trying to time my entry on below $20. We haven't had below $20, for some time, and it looks like now today we're under 20. So I'd like to see it kind of hold under there consistent, but this is one I've been looking to play long term here.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be careful on days like today because let's say if you're caught in a high flyer, you could see that one drop significant amount. This is why I always tell you guys, know your risks, know your plan, stick to the trade. There's a reason why I put out a stop in my FSR, and that's that I'm not going to lose more money than I already planned of my risk. And this is a very important thing. I think something that we need to talk about today is that, hey, the man with the plan is going to at least be able to control and mitigate the risk. The man that just gets wild with his plans, the one that says, hey, I want to see this stock go up to 100%, or I'm going to hold no matter what, maybe dip buy, dip buy, dip buy. Those are the ones that end up with a blown account, or they end up not getting any of their profits because they can't determine what is greedy or what is just too risky there. So definitely, guys, I just wanted to put it out there, guys. This is why you got to be risk adverse. This is why I say diversify in SPACs and not just put all your money into one basket. All right, guys, let's get into our watch list, and start taking a look at some of these moves. Maybe we get some discounts that we like. So let's go ahead and take a look and get into our watch list here. All right, guys, so seeing that down move here in LGVW, but let's go ahead and take a look here to see what we got dipping the hardest right now. DMYD, guys, this is one that I can tell you guys, same thing I mentioned. Maybe we can get some opportunities to get in some of these because of these hard dips. Now, one thing we do got to be careful is how hard of a dip are we going to get, guys? So you're seeing this turnaround here from this $20. This kind of candle kind of worries me in this stock. DMYD has this kind of hangman in between candle, and you can see the swing down. So now what we want to see is if it can hold 18 today, close above 18, it'll be looking all right, kind of hanging out towards the support. If not, the next level down is all the way down to 16. So let's see if maybe we get some discount on this one. All right, let's go ahead and keep going here. Seeing RSI also take a dip. Seeing Quell take a dip. Seeing Srac take a dip. This one's not taking too much of a move down. SRAC, so that's not the worst one there. Let's take a look at Romero Powers. This is one that Chris and I were talking about, maybe potentially looking for a long, and maybe we're getting an opportunity here today. It's coming down towards this $18, and this is kind of the range that I kind of wanted to see it hold on. So, because what you got here, guys, is that kind of like that up move, up, and it held here, pushed up. Let's see if it can hold here, another chance, and to get right back above 20. That'd get me excited about RMO. Anything you want to mention, Chris? Anything you're seeing out there causing reactions?
Let's pull up Desktop Metal. That's another one I actually see up positive today. If you want to pull up the 1 month chart, this was one, remember, I talked about a buying opportunity on that dip post-merger here. And I actually own shares. I sold out of it, but look at this now. This one is getting momentum going back up. So, When I talk about buying opportunities for the long term, those are the names I'm watching. Would be LGVW, Longview, and then Romeo Power, and some of those other ones. So know what you're buying, know the long term story for some of these post deal SPACs, or look to get at some of these SPACs trading closer to net asset value, because we're seeing valuations drop today. The other two that I am watching, I own shares of IPOD, but also keep an eye on IPOF. Those are both down today. Remember, Chamath was part of two pipes today. Both those deals were up significantly on the announcement. The question now could be, since he did those two pipes, will he turn his attention to his own SPACs? Could we see deals for those soon? And how will the market react to, deals where he's all in versus just being part of the pipe? So, I would look for buying opportunities on IPOD and IPOF as well.
All right, guys. So one thing I do want to mention, and we got a comment in the chat, and just want to kind of clear this up. They said that someone said that there's no technicals for these. I think you guys that have watched this show every single day can go back, see the shows over and over again. You tell us if there's no technicals. The stories tell themselves. The one thing that you can tell, though, is that they are volatile. And that's what today tells you guys, the volatility. Not necessarily that you can't judge these, but hey, they're very volatile, and they're going to have that up and down swing. And if you don't understand where to get your right entry, that's how you get caught at the top. Next thing you know, you're a bag holder, and that's how quickly it can happen in the market, guys. Let's see how the overall market's doing here. Let's see if we're starting to kind of level out here and find some bottoming action. One thing that I would do is look at the 5-minute or the 15-minute. So let's take a look at the 15-minute, see how we're doing here. And it looks like we had this big down move here, but starting to finally level out here near this 3181, 381 here, and this 380. That's what I really want to see it hold today. If it could hold above that 380, I really won't get too bearish or anything. This doesn't mean no flash crash or anything like that. It just means that, hey, I got to pay attention, because there could come one day where the SPY comes tumbling down, and you have to understand this. This is why I also recommend, hey, for certain traders, you have to understand what your profit and where's your risk, and also set stops, like maybe extremely far from your entry, to just have them out there just in case you get this kind of move down. This is something that we all have to protect for. All right, Chris, what's going on in the calendar? What are some good dates to watch out for this week?
Yeah, so we have
Or this month?
NOVS voting on that merger with App Harvest on the 29th, which is Friday. This is watching for a while. This is indoor growing, specifically tomatoes. They have large infrastructure in place kind of in the middle of the U.S. to where they're going to be able to distribute, to larger retailers and grocers, deals with like Kroger and Walmart. They also have Martha Stewart on the board of directors. This is a big deal, and one that I like. We're of course seeing this one down today with most of the market. I'm curious to kind of see where this one lands post deal. It didn't get a lot of attention for a while, and then all of a sudden it started running from 16 to 25. Now it's starting to drop a little, so let's see if we can find levels into that vote, and then maybe after the vote date, this is one to hold long term. But I guess I wouldn't recommend buying into this deal vote on Friday, as we've seen the vote dates have caused a lot of falls.
Take a look here at some of the watch list, see what else we can see on the watch list, and we'll keep moving here. All right, guys. So one of the things I'm seeing is, of course, the top mover was CCIV, and it's coming right back down. This is one that I kind of, hey, I kind of, I said it on the weekend. You got to be careful with this one, guys. And this is one that I always talk about. Like, it depends where your entry is. And this is a big important thing to kind of learn. If your entry is near the top or the high of the day, then probably not the best time to get into CCIV. But let's say if you got in near the bottom of the day each day, then you had at least a probability of getting into the green. I think this is one that you can learn off of, and definitely, if you're going to attack these, definitely try to get them off support, and that could give you an ability to actually get in. I saw this other one moving today, CLOV Clover. Let's take a look at this one. What's up with CLOV, Chris?
CLOV, Clover Health, former Chamath Spac. This one got shot up before that deal went through, and then it's fallen ever since. It's a Medicare player. Might be a long-term, hold, but this one just has way too many trading groups and day traders trying to pump this thing up, and it's just one that I don't want to be in here.
Yep, one that you just got to use your levels, guys. Use your levels, and then you can try to attack these. That's what I try to do, guys, and that's my approach half the time, is trying to use some levels to go off of, some old history, and you can see these multiple tops here, 1317, 1319. This one went to a high of 1335. So what would I look for? I would look for something in between there. Maybe I can get in somewhere at kind of maybe this high, 1314, and you can try to attack and at least understand, hey, next level of support is down towards this 1250. So my risk and reward could be about 50 cents. So then I can look for maybe a 3-to-1 gain, which would be $1.50 on the reward side from, let's say, that 325, getting us up there towards this $14.75, $15 area. And it's not a bad gain. That's the way I try to approach, guys. And one of the things I'm trying to teach you guys is having that risk to reward and that P&L approach. Just gets you into a full trade and a planned one. And I think the planned attacks are definitely the way to take these. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on in the chat. I know a lot of people are worried about the market, so that's why we've been kind of changing it up today and talking about different stocks. We do have some good stuff for you guys coming up, so we'll get right into it. Now, one thing I did want to mention is that we do have a newsletter now. Chris, what's up with the newsletter?
Yeah, so that new Spac newsletter, so every day it's going to go out between 9 and 10. It's going to provide headlines, it's going to do those deals, and it's also going to share some trade ideas and some Spacs to watch throughout the week. So this is a newsletter you can get from Benzinga. It's free. I'm going to drop it into the chat right now. But this is one, you're going to get some basic information every morning, some Spacs to watch and some basic headlines before this show even airs.
Hey, I agree with you in the chat here. Why aren't we smashing the like? We do this all for free every single day, guys. We do this for you guys out there. At the end of the day, Chris and I do this 100% free, guys. And if you look around, I mean, you're not going to find that many people that are willing to give this much information every single day in one location that you're not going to go ahead and get, guess what? Oh, next week, guys, you guys got to pay $100 to see us. So definitely smash that like button. If you appreciate us doing this and you appreciate getting the value, definitely hit that like button. Let's keep rolling here. Let's get into some of the tickets from the chat. I know a lot of people are worried about their positions, so I think that's going to be a little bit more important than even Chris and I. So, hey guys, put your tickets in the chat. Let's start rolling through some of these, and then we'll work our way back to some kind of the rumor stocks that we're looking at and some of the things that we can look for towards the future. All right, guys, so we're going to go ahead and start looking through what's going in the chat and what's flowing. I see a lot of things flowing here. So, we got IPOs later this week. Yeah, Sheriff. I'll take a look at some of those. Look at that. He's helping us out, letting us know some expected IPOs this week. We don't only cover SPACs, so appreciate you doing that, definitely. All right, let's go ahead and get through some of these, guys. I'm seeing THCB by Brandy here first. Let's get into that first. THCB. What's up with THCB, Chris?
Yeah, so THCB rumored for a long time with Microvast. They still don't have that announcement. So it looks like people are starting to get impatient. If you pull up the 1 month on this, it's gone all the way from 20 down to 14. Again, this deal is not completed. That agreement came out, but it's not a for sure thing. So this one's trading, closer down to 14 as the risk reward has elevated there.
Yeah, I'm gonna be taking a look at this chart. This chart looks pretty attractive now that it's coming down towards this 14 and 13 area. I'm gonna see how it holds in this kind of 1350 to 13 area. See if we can get some volume. You see how the volume keeps declining? I need to see some volume like this, like it was on the first couple days. 5 million shares traded, and then let's get up to some big volume. The biggest volume on the day coming on the 7th of December, which was 47 million shares traded. And so this is why I pay attention, guys, to the relative volume in these SPACs, because if the relative volume isn't high, then a lot of the times what you're not going to see is those trends continue. And when the relative volume is high, you might see something like that happen in, let's say, the QS, where let's look at the volume and how it increased. And so you see volume here, 126 million, 64 million. And then what follows it, guys? More shares traded, 117 million shares traded. And so relative volume, guys, keep an eye on that. That can help you find a good trade here. All right, guys, let's keep rolling through here. I'm seeing the best SPAC show ever. You already know, guys. All right, let's get into CNTE. This is one that Chris wanted to talk about. This is one of the rumors that are out there. So, Chris, what's going on with CNTE here by Loxley L? Appreciate it, Loxley.
Yeah, so Cnte, this is one I own, targeting aerospace. So they've been linked to several, include Lilium and Joby Aviation. Kind of getting into that urban air mobility. This one is seeing strong interest across Twitter. Also heavy volume. I like this one. I love the management team, their experience in there. People from Airbus. This was one that was done with a 6-month window to get a deal done. So I think this deal comes together soon. We didn't see it today. I actually expected it today. Get it at close today or later this week. But, this is one I'm holding because I think that we get a deal announcement this week.
All right, guys. So seeing this one move a significant amount today, and then it probably just turned around. So let's take a look at VGAC. I know that people are talking about rumors in this one, but really I haven't really seen anything kind of be more definitive. But hey, it's definitely has been moving. If we look here at the chart, let's go ahead and pull it up here, and you can see, let's say over the last couple of days since the 13th, this move up there to the 15 from $12. Let's see if it can hold this kind of pullback area right now. It just pulled back towards this 1360. Let's see if it holds 1350s today. Collect some volume there. That's what you want to see for it to continue its trend on up, and then we'll keep an eye on this one. All right, let's keep rolling through here. Seeing some other ones in the chat. Seeing some mention of my RKT, but I cannot talk about that one on this show. If you guys want to talk about RKT, come to the afternoon show. At the close, I'll talk about it then. All right, guys, let's get into another one here. I'm seeing mention by Jim. Jim Arback. What's up with Arback? Let's see how it's moving today. That red ball. What's up with red ball, Chris?
Yeah, there was a lot of rumors last week that they had finally landed that deal with Fenway Sports, Boston Red Sox, and Liverpool. It's been reported since October. So shares started trading higher, but then, they're down again here. This is one I really like under 11. Strong management team, Billy Beane. He turned around the Oakland A's. I think whatever sports team or sports asset they land, they're going to be able to grow. The thing I caution here is that Billy Beane still has an existing deal with A's, which I see being maybe a roadblock in getting this deal done, because I don't think they would be able to, acquire the Red Sox with him still running the A's. So there might have to be some sort of parting ways with the A's before this season for this to get done. So that's one of the things behind the scenes that I'm watching here. And guys, I just want to break in with GNAC. If you want to pull up that chart, Mitch. So Group 9, GNACU, it looks like actually, is in talks with BuzzFeed, according to CNBC, for a deal. So GNACU, Group 9 Acquisition Corp, up 5% right now. That rumor with BuzzFeed. This one's led by the CEO of Thrillist. It's got lots of media experience across that management team. So I guess I wouldn't be surprised if they landed BuzzFeed here. So the question would be, how you guys feel about BuzzFeed being a growth entry going forward.
Hey guys, I'll go ahead and I'll mention exactly. I was kind of kicking myself a little bit to hear you mention BuzzFeed, because if you guys don't know, the one that I've been in, Supernova, also rumored with that one. See, Chris, I'm staying with it, staying with it. I've
You
been
know, and
working
and
hard.
and again, maybe this deal doesn't go through. That's just what CNBC is reporting. GNAC, again, they've got some strong management in that media industry, but I think there's a couple media SPACs out here competing for BuzzFeed and some other growing, digital first media brands. Because remember, as we, transition from traditional media to those, digital first assets, one of these SPACs can maybe land, one going forward.
Yeah, you guys, if you guys don't know who BuzzFeed really is, they got, of course, Tasty. Tasty is under their belt. And what's the other major one, Chris? I know they got one more. They got Tasty and one more big kind of brand that everyone knows.
Yeah,
Tasty's
there's
the
a
one that I
couple
know.
assets under that umbrella. Uh, Trying to pull it up here. I see Tasty, Goodful, Nifty, Playful. So a couple different digital assets here.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for the news, Chris. That's why we have you here, keeping an eye on some of those. So let's keep going through the chat here, see what else we see what else we mentioned here. Let's go into. I'm trying to look for another one that hasn't been mentioned as much. I know we mentioned this one last week, but I think it's one to keep an eye out. VIH, VIH. What's up with that one, Chris?
Yeah, so VIH, of course, they landed that deal with Backed, which is a crypto play here. This one traded up to 18 kind of rumors in that deal announcement. We're now under 15. And it's kind of starting to trade, between 14 and 15, pretty consistent the past couple days. So that sideways movement there. Again, we talked about crypto SPACs on the show last week. This is, I'm going to look at these crypto plays because, again, we're seeing a major theme with crypto going forward, and crypto companies haven't been able to really major exchanges, and you're seeing some of them now back to go public, on the NASDAQ or the New York Stock Exchange, kind of as a backdoor way. So I think maybe we see that being a major trend here. So VIH is one that I'm definitely looking at here.
All right, guys, as you guys can see, sometimes I like to draw, guys. This beautiful trend line here, guys. You see a one up, one down, two up, two down. What do you need? Three up, three down to hold volume. Hold that breakdown towards 14. As long as it can hold there and tap back up towards the 16 with some high volume, I'll definitely get excited about this chart. This is one of my favorite patterns to see, guys. All right, guys, let's go ahead and keep rolling through here. See what else we see in the chat. Let's keep rolling. All right, all right. Hey, the forgotten. I don't even know what you want to call if this is the golden child or not, but the forgotten golden child, PSTH here. So this is anything gonna happen with this, Chris? What's going on, man?
This one, I think a lot of people are going to end up, selling out of this one because they've just been waiting too long. Again, this is the large SPAC. They're going to have to go after a large private company. There's no doubt about that. But, the time that it's taking and a lot of rumors being thrown out there and those rumors kind of being refuted by those companies, maybe this one doesn't have as much power as people thought, to land one of those deals, and they're kind of getting their thunder taken away from them, on some of these larger Chamath deals, with SoFi and such. So, I'm not a shareholder of PSTH. Again, it's trading at, a rather large premium to its $20 offering price. I guess time will tell what they land here.
All right, got one more here for you, Chris. What's up with HZON brought by Mark? Thank you, Mark.
Yeah, so HZON, Horizon Acquisition, so targeting media. Todd Boley is behind this one. He's done several SPACs. And then they also have Jason Robbins on board. He's the CEO of DraftKings. He's involved in a couple SPACs as well, HZAC and HZON both. But yeah, Todd Boley, good name to be with here in the SPAC world. I think media ones, are going to be big this year, and this is a good one to take a look at. I don't know where we're at. Share price, 1065. Yeah, so under 11, that sweet spot. So definitely one to keep on your watch list.
Yeah, I see a lot of volume loaded in on the 11th. That was about 1.12 million there. So look for the shares to increase again. So you get this kind of drive up, right? It pulls back towards this level. You get a second drive. Look for it to come back towards this 1050 and get some volume. 1060, get some volume. That's what I'll be looking for, guys. If we can build up some volume there and then start pushing back up towards the 1090s, that could create the third resistance. And then eventually, with that volume pushing towards that resistance, could push it above, closer towards this, let's say 1025 area that you're seeing this kind of wick out. All right, guys. So let's keep flowing. Let's flow. Let's do one or two more here. Do want to touch a couple more before we get on out of here. Got a big show to get ready for next tomorrow, so I want to tell you guys about that one. But before we get too far from that, what's up with CLII?
Yeah, so CLII, big one in the news lately. So they, of course, landed that deal with EVgo, so charging infrastructure play. This one shot up over 100% on that announcement. Of course, it was already trading higher on rumors of being a possible Chamath pipe deal. The thing I'm watching with this one, and I'm actually working on an article, is the comparisons to SPE, which is merging with ChargePoint, which I, of course, own shares in, and then TPGY, the European charging play. So the thing I really like about EVgo with CLII here is, their strong market share in the fast charging market. And they have deals in place with General Motors, Tesla, Lyft, and Uber. So some major customers. The thing right now is, if you've ever been to a charging station, so like a Tesla supercharger station usually has like 8 ports to charge 8 vehicles at a time. These EVgo stations usually only have 1 or 2 ports, but in the future, they're growing that with 4, 6, and 8 being numbers. A major catalyst going forward, as these stations for EVgo are going to have more chargers, and they're also providing that connector for Tesla vehicles, and they also have deals with some of these car companies that are then paying credits to people who buy electric vehicles that they can use at EVgo stations. So this is one, again, it shot up over 20. So I'll be looking for pullbacks, but CLII, I like EVgo as a name going forward.
All right, there. Hey, thank you for covering that one in the chat. Whoever mentioned that one, let me scroll up who it was again. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Michael. Got to get you the shout out. All right, let's go into one last one here. One last one I want to mention here. Let's talk about this one. SBE. SBE by Paul. Paul bringing in SBE. Last one of the day. Switch back. What's going on with the switch?
Yeah, so SBE, this is one that I've owned for a long time. I did some shares in the 40s. This is one I'm trying to decide what to do with here going into the merger vote. So we have the merger vote for this one set for February 11th. Again, charging is one of the major stories for me with the Biden administration, but the question is the pattern with this. As we've seen, these SPACs end up trading higher going into the merger vote, and then usually there's a sell-off. So the question here is, if it's worth selling, taking profits, and then trying to time a better entry after the merger vote goes through, or if because of the new administration, we don't ever see that major dip, and this one just starts taking off when it's traded as charge point. Again, the fact that it's going to have charge point, may bring some new investors to this one. So this is one I'm personally trying to decide where to play the risk reward with this one going forward.
All right, guys. So now we want to go ahead and wrap up the show. But before we go, we got some great news for you guys. We've been working hard on getting more and more executives because we know that's what you guys like the most out there. So what do we got for them in store tomorrow, Chris?
Yeah, so guys, one of the hottest SPACs of last year was CIIG Merger, which has the confusing ticker CIIC. But CIIC bringing a rival public. This is a huge electric vehicle company with those micro factories, of course. We are bringing an executive from a rival on the show. We'll have an exclusive interview with the rival, and we're real excited about it, to talk about, what's in store for them going forward, what's the growth, and where do they see themselves now that they're working on getting that SPAC deal done.
Yeah, definitely. I'm super excited about this interview. One of the things that we've already had NGA, which is a very company that's very similar to this one. So super excited. I've been doing some deep research. Want to ask some good questions for you guys. So definitely, if you guys have a question that you guys want a rival to answer, go ahead and hit the comments after the show. Let us know, and we'll include it. That's one of the things that Chris and I really like to do is include those viewer questions out there. So definitely smash that like button, hit the subscribe and the bell down below, and that way you guys can get notified the moment we go live. All right, Chris, anything else before we get out of here?
No, I think that's it for today. Again, guys, join us tomorrow, for that show. I'm going to drop that link for the newsletter one more time in the YouTube comments. So if you haven't up already, but again, 5 big deals today. There's a chance we see more deals this week. So keep an eye out on some of these rumors, and we'll try to bring you the news here first.
Like always, guys, you guys stick with us. If you're getting value, definitely smash the like button, and we'll see you next time on the SPACs Attack.